lost the seat, then threw a party. 10,000 votes in an enemy territory. And the man who came second is being carried like a champion. In Kenyan politics, when the loser celebrates louder than the winner should not sleep easy. Something just shifted in South Rift and nobody is ready for what comes next.
Mkono umenituma hapa Emurua Dikir.
Ndio.
Nikafika hapa, watu wa 12,000 wamefika hapa.
Ndio.
Na wanakusikia, nimeweka loudspeaker. Unasemaje Emurua Dikir? Unasemaje? Nyinyi ni watu wa anthem? Aya, sasa nataka His Excellency azungumze na nyinyi. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Emurua Dikir hoye. Chamge. Emurua Dikir yomune. Hiyo ni watu ya marehemu Mheshimiwa Johana Ngeno. Mimi nasalimia nyinyi nikiwa hapa nchi ya Uingereza. Pahali naitwa London, pahali ya wazungu. Mimi nasikia mmekutana kusherehekea ushindi mkubwa wa Vincent Rotich. Mimi nataka niseme pongezi, pongezi, pongezi watu. Nyinyi ni wamama kamili, nyinyi ni wanaume kamili. Huo ushindi wa kura karibu 11,000 ulikuwa ushindi mkubwa, pongezi. Mimi nataka niseme heko.
So before we continue, just watch this clip here. Emurua Dikir went to the polls after long-serving MP Johana Ngeno died. The only man who has ever held that seat since the constituency was born in 2013. UDA David Keter won, but the DCP leader or candidate Vincent Rotich walked away with 10,000 votes in a region that was never supposed to be such competitive. That number is not a result, that is a declaration. So picture the South Rift, 60 years of settled political loyalty, mountain that has always leaned one way, communities that have always delivered votes to whoever the establishment endorse, a region where opposition candidates came, spoke, and disappeared without leaving a mark. You know, that was the story until May 2026. DCP leader Vincent Rotich did not win Emurua Dikir by-election, but Rotich did something that no opposition figure has managed in over 6 decades in that territory, made the ruling party sweat. You know, 10,000 votes, 760 in a UDA fortress for a party that did not exist 2 years ago. DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua did not call it a loss. Former Deputy President called it a reshaping, said South Rift politics left behind for over 60 years in independent Kenya has been shaken, said 10,760 votes is not mean feat. He praised the women who campaign through the night at odd hours in terrains that was never supposed to welcome an opposition party. Then Rotich came home, not quietly, not humbly. The DCP candidate held a Thanksgiving rally at Chebunge grounds. Thousands showed up, painted in green DCP colors, inside a constituency UDA just won. Former competitors were invited. None of them came, and yet the ground was full. Read that carefully. The winner held a victory party. The loser held a bigger one. And the crowd chose the loser celebration. In politics, that is not a consolidation. That is a signal. So if UDA won Emurua Dikir, but DCP is the one filling the ground with green crowd inside that constituency, which party actually controls the political imagination of the South Rift constituency? And what does that mean for every UDA stronghold across the Rift Valley heading into 2027? The verdict is, there is an old truth in politics. You can count votes, but you cannot count momentum. UDA counted the votes. DCP is building the momentum. And in a region where 60 years of political loyalty was treated as permanent, as inherited, as guaranteed, now 10,000 votes for a new party is not a result to file away and forget. It is a crack in a wall that was supposed to have no cracks. DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua is impeached, removed, and was politically buried according to State House. Yet the party he founded just managed South Rift, making history without winning a single seat. The man who lost and still owns the crowd is never really the loser. So here is my political stake. What is at stake is bigger than one by-election in one constituency. It is the assumption held for decades that the South Rift is a political estate, owned, managed, delivered. That assumption is now cracking under the weight of those 10,000 votes. Costs it absorbed by UDA, which won the seat but lost the narrative. Every establishment or established politician in the Rift Valley is watching, because if DCP can do this in Emurua Dikir today, the question every MP in that region is quietly should be asking himself or herself is, am I next? So one constituency, one by-election, one number. But Gachagua is the man with a national own, a genuine grievance, and now a proof that ordinary people in places that were never supposed to listen are now listening to him. The next by-election is not just a by-election. It is a referendum on whether the Mount Kenya region will align to Rigathi Gachagua, or will they align to President William Ruto? We are talking of the All Kalau by-election. That is the much anticipated by-election of the century. The fight of titans between President William Ruto and his former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua in the heartland of Mount Kenya region.